Somewhere in the rainforests of Central and South America, a butterfly is doing something that no human scientist has ever managed to engineer. It is aging at a fraction of the normal speed, not slowing down, not holding on a little longer than expected. Genuinely, measurably aging slower than every closely related species around it. And it has been doing this without any help for millions of years. This is the story of Heliconius, a genus of colorful tropical butterflies with elongated wings, found from the southern tip of South America all the way up to the southern United States. And until a study published in June 2026 in Nature Communications, we did not fully understand just how extraordinary these creatures are. Most butterflies live for 2 to 4 weeks. A typical butterfly hatches, finds a mate, lays eggs, and dies before a single month has passed. Heliconius butterflies live for up to 348 days in captivity. One species, Heliconius huitsoni, has been documented surviving nearly a full year. That is not a small difference. That is a 25-fold lifespan extension compared to some of its closest relatives in the same butterfly tribe. To put that in human terms, it would be like discovering a group of people who routinely live to 1,500 years old, in perfect health, while everyone around them dies at 60. Researchers at the University of Bristol and the Smithsonian Tropical Research Institute spent years compiling data from butterfly houses, wild field studies, and controlled lab experiments to build the most comprehensive picture, yet of how Heliconius live and age. What they found changed the conversation about longevity research entirely. The first clue was diet. Most butterflies feed exclusively on nectar as adults. Nectar is mostly sugar. It provides energy, but it is nutritionally thin. Heliconius do something almost unique among butterflies. They also eat pollen. They collect it on their mouthparts and digest it over time, extracting amino acids, proteins, and compounds that nectar simply does not contain. Researchers suspected this was the key. More nutrition, longer life. A straightforward hypothesis. So they tested it. They took Heliconius butterflies and removed pollen from their diet entirely. Controlled conditions. No pollen allowed, just nectar like every other butterfly. The result was not what they expected. The pollen-deprived Heliconius still lived significantly longer than their non-pollen-feeding relatives. Even without the dietary advantage, they outlived comparable species by roughly 3 weeks. The pollen mattered, but it was not the whole story. Something in the biology of Heliconius itself had changed. Something deeper than diet. Something encoded in their genetics, built into the machinery of their cells, that slows the aging process regardless of what they eat. To measure exactly how much slower they were aging, the research team used a grip strength test. This is a standard measure of physical decline in aging animals. As muscles weaken with age, grip strength drops. In most species, this decline is rapid and consistent. They compared 2 butterflies, Heliconius heckel, which can live up to 277 days, and its close relative Dryas aeuglia, which lives for around 98 days and does not feed on pollen. Dryas aeuglia lost roughly a quarter of its grip strength within 5 weeks. Heliconius heckel showed no measurable decline in grip strength across its entire lifespan. No loss of muscle function, no physical deterioration. Its body mass stayed stable. Its performance stayed consistent. It was not just living longer. It was staying younger while doing it. This distinction matters enormously. For decades, longevity research has faced a frustrating problem. Extending lifespan in animals often comes with extended suffering. You live longer, but the extra years are years of decline, disease, and deterioration. The goal was never just more time. The goal was more healthy time. Heliconius appeared to have solved that problem. In at least one species, researchers found what they called little detectable age-related functional decline. The butterfly was not surviving into a slow collapse. It was maintaining its physical condition through almost its entire lifespan, then dying without the prolonged deterioration that defines aging in most animals. Scientists have a term for this: negligible senescence. the absence of measurable biological aging. It has been documented in a handful of species before: certain jellyfish, some species of rockfish, a few tortoises, but finding it in an insect, a creature with a radically different biology from vertebrates, opens entirely new research pathways. The researchers believe the key lies in how Heliconius extended their reproductive lifespan. In most animals, natural selection stops caring about you once you have reproduced. After that, mutations that cause damage in old age are invisible to evolutionary pressure because they only activate after reproduction is already complete. This is why most animals age. Evolution never had a reason to fix the damage that accumulates late in life. But Heliconius butterflies kept reproducing across an unusually long adult lifespan. The pollen-derived amino acids helped them produce eggs continuously, not just in the first weeks of life. This meant that natural selection kept acting on them much later in life than it does for most insects. When natural selection keeps watching, it keeps pruning away the genes that cause early deterioration. Over millions of generations, this created a butterfly that simply does not carry the biological instructions for rapid decline. The result is an insect that ages but slowly, that lives long but healthily, that has done accidentally, through the pressure of evolution, what human researchers have been trying to engineer deliberately for generations. Dr. Joanna Foley, who led the research team, described Heliconius as a highly promising new model for research into the biology of aging and longevity. The reasoning is simple. To understand how to extend healthy lifespan in any species, you need something to compare against. You need a species that evolution has already optimized for longevity, so you can work backward and identify exactly what biological changes made the difference. Heliconius provides that. For the first time, researchers have a species of insect that sits at the far end of the longevity spectrum, ages measurably slowly, maintains physical function across its lifespan, and is genetically close enough to other short-lived species that the differences can be isolated and studied directly. It will not translate into a human treatment next year or the year after. Biology does not move that fast, but the research it enables could reveal the specific molecular mechanisms that determine aging rate in complex organisms, and that knowledge does not stay trapped in butterflies forever. Every major insight about the biology of aging has come from unexpected places, from yeast cells in laboratory flasks, from worms with 1,000 cells and a lifespan of 3 weeks, from flies that die in a month but carry genes nearly identical to human longevity genes. The next major insight may come from a colorful butterfly with elongated wings, feeding on pollen in a tropical rainforest, living a year while everything around it dies in 3 weeks. Evolution already found the answer. We are just now starting to read it.